your 4-H Judges Orientation for the Duval County 4-H Demonstrations Illustrated Talks Contest. In this short training video, you will be provided everything you need to know in order to judge the contest. But first, thank you for supporting 4-H and the youth in our program. 4-H is a youth development organization that empowers kids through hands-on learning experiences and helps them find their passions and interests through projects. Judges are a crucial part in providing feedback to the youth as they progress through those project areas. Well, what is the Demonstration and Illustrated Talks contest? This is a show and tell type presentation. Youth will be using posters or other visual aids, like a PowerPoint. That's when we talk about illustrated talks. Those youth are using PowerPoints. Other youth who are doing a demonstration will have things in front of them and showing us how to do something. That's the show and tell part or the how-to part of the presentation. Examples could be showing us how to make bread or demonstrating the proper way to saddle a horse. So those are demonstrations or illustrated talks that the youth have an interest in or a passion in, or could be some part of their 4-H project. Youth will be using visual aids. They'll be using posters, PowerPoints, or other kind of props. Demonstrations and illustrated talks can be an individual contest, or it can be a team of two. And if it's a team of two, those youth have to be in the same age category. For those who are juniors or intermediates, they will be speaking for 3 to 12 minutes. For our senior age category, they will be speaking for 5 to 12 minutes. In this contest, judges are allowed to ask questions, but they'll hold those questions until the end of the youth's presentation, and the youth will prompt them by saying, "Do the judges have any questions?" At that time, we do recommend and encourage our judges ask at least 1 to 2 questions to the youth about their topic. For the Demonstrations Illustrated Talks contest, we'll be using the Danish scoring system. All 4-H contests use the system of judging. In this system, the judges do not judge one person's work by comparing it to another. Instead, as a judge, you're determining whether that exhibitor, that 4-H'er, has met or exceeded a set of standards. In this case, the score sheet that you're going to use to judge the demonstrations and illustrated talks. In the Danish scoring system, youth have the opportunity to receive a blue, red, or white ribbon. All youth could receive a blue ribbon, or all youth could receive a red ribbon. Again, you're scoring each individual youth as their own unit, not comparing them to the person before or after them giving a demonstration or illustrated talk. For those youth who receive a blue ribbon, they will receive points of 90 to 100. A red ribbon would be 80 to 89 points. A white ribbon would be 79 points or below. Those who are clover buds, ages 5 to 7-year-olds, they'll be receiving a green participation ribbon and not be scored on a blue, red, or white scale. A little background for how the Demonstrations and Illustrated Talks contest progresses. Again, we're using the Danish scoring system, so scoring each youth individually. But those who receive a blue ribbon will have the opportunity to advance to the District 6 events competition. After the district's competition, all senior level blue ribbon winners have the opportunity to advance to the Florida 4-H Demonstration Illustrated Talks competition. Now let's get into providing comments on a score sheet for the Demonstration Illustrated Talks contest. It is important to write constructive feedback and give comments or suggestions to those youth, especially if those comments can help those youth in planning their future presentations. Remember that all of these contests are designed as educational events, and we're contributing to the development of those young people. So keep that in mind as you write your comments on those score sheets. Be positive. Focus on the do's instead of the don'ts. Focus on the coulds instead of the shoulds. Avoid labeling or name calling, and avoid loaded words. Don't use things as always, never, or ever. Be specific. Evaluate the act or the image, not just the person. Give specific, detailed suggestions for changing, improving, and solving the problem. Give praise as well as criticism. And try the sandwich approach. This is when you give praise or positive comment, followed by a suggestion, and then another positive comment. Let's look at some examples for writing comments on a score sheet. Instead of saying things like, don't be clumsy, you can say, doing it this way might make you feel less awkward. Don't say, you were too slow. Instead, say, practice working a little faster next time. Don't say something like, just don't be nervous. Instead, write, I know how hard it is speaking in front of an audience. Practice giving demonstrations in front of people whenever you can to gain confidence. Instead of saying something like, nice table, but set wrong, write, your table setting is lovely. I have been taught that the spoon goes, and then fill in the rest of the comment. More examples for being encouraging, thoughtful, and sincere. You can write things like, I enjoyed your demonstration. I enjoyed judging your demonstration. I can tell you've put a lot of work into this. You make my job fun. Keep up the good work. Fantastic, you've got it together. And let's look at that sandwich approach. An example could be, your posters are colorful, neat, and easy to read. Check correct spelling of the word recipe on your poster. I especially like the attractive and creative way you use visual aids in your demonstration, Beth. That example shows a positive comment with a constructive comment and then another positive comment. Again, example can be, your voice is clear and distinct, Bob. Try speaking a little slower next time. You have a great voice for public speaking. Nice posture and eye contact. Again, you're giving positive feedback as well as constructive feedback, and then another positive comment. Before you judge the contest, make sure you're taking a moment to read the score sheet in its entirety. Read each of the descriptions and know what you will be judging and how that score sheet will be used. When you have that score sheet, make sure you fill in all of the blanks, and if it requires a number score, that you assign one. Make sure you check the addition of your scoring at the end of the contest. After all of the entries are complete, you will have time to get together as a judges group and determine whether those entries are going to be blue, red, or white. We'll add those scores together. And if the group says, well, our scores right now are saying this is a blue demonstration, but I really think it should be a red demonstration, the judges team will decide together what should be added points or what we should take points away in order to determine what ribbon that 4-H member should receive. If when those judges' scores are added together, there is a tie, you'll talk as a judges group until those ties are broken, checking those scores, changing those scores, and making sure that you've done the correct addition to support any of the changes that result in your group's consultation. Let's look at the actual score sheet for the demonstration illustrated talk. You can see that the demonstration illustrated talk contest is broken into 3 different sections. First is the 4-H member. What about their appearance? Are they well groomed and dressed appropriately for the task that they are doing? If they're doing a baking demonstration, it would be good if they were in an apron. If they were doing a demonstration on how to ride a horse, maybe they would be wearing a cowgirl hat or cowboy hat. Are they calm? Are they confident? Do they keep composure when something goes wrong? And do they keep going? Are they self-assured yet have a pleasant manner? And do they have a 4-H clover? That's optional, but it's nice to see. What about their voice? Are they distinct, yet have a natural flow? Are they clear, Are they enunciating? Are they enthusiastic? How about the words that they have chosen? We don't want it to be memorized, but we want it to have a nice flow. Now we're looking at the organization and the presentation of their demonstration illustrated talk. Do they have an introduction? Is that introduction effective and interesting? Does it have an attention getter? Does it introduce the 4-H'er, introduce the main points of the presentation? And does it bring back the presentation to their 4-H experience and project? The topic does not have to be fully about 4-H, but in some time throughout their demonstration, they should talk about 4-H in some way and how it relates to their 4-H experience. What about their arrangement and the items that they've bought? Are they the right equipment for the job? Can the audience see what they are doing? What about their visual aids? Can you read them? Are they effective? Are they the best teaching aid to tell the story that they're trying to tell? Is it logical? Are there logical steps that youth is following? And evidence that the 4-H'er has planned out this presentation? Have they summarized the key points of their presentation and rephrased their main points in introduction? Did they use relatable sources? And were they cited throughout their presentation? If they were working as a team, you can give them points for their ability of working as a team together. If the 4-H'er goes outside of their allotted time, you will deduct 5 points off of the overall score. During the contest, you will have a set time keeper, and they will let you know what the time is for each presentation. At that point, you can deduct the 5 points if needed. As you get ready to judge the demonstration illustrated talk contest, be sure to review the score sheet before you arrive to the contest. You're also welcome to ask our 4-H agents any questions, or if you have any comments or concerns, to contact them and talk through them. Thank you for being a judge. We truly appreciate your time, knowledge, and expertise, and your willingness to help our 4-H youth as they develop through the demonstration and illustrated talk contest.